Good morning! It is still morning. I knew we weren't going to get a sunrise this morning, so I had a bit of a lie in. Well, I didn't. I got up to investigate the location that I'd found. The tide wasn't high enough. So I had a lovely lazy morning. I've been down at the coast, sat and had my breakfast, watching the waves come in. And you find minimal subjects in the most bizarre places, and they're the most bizarre subjects. I found another one of those steps to nowhere. Slightly different because this one's bright blooming yellow. The mind boggles as to why they've painted it yellow, but anyway, it's got rope hanging off it, and there's bits of seaweed starting to grow on it, and there's tape wrapped around it, and we've got rust coming up. But I quite like it. We've got naff all in the way of sky detail. It's just a mush. So pretty damn perfect for doing minimal long exposures. And yes, I'm really sorry, these are going to be very long exposures. I've whacked the reverse grad on because the sky is considerably brighter than the water, but as you go up through the sky layers, if you see what I mean, where we've got the water, you've gone walkies. Where you've got the water meeting the horizon, you've then got a little bit of an island sticking up, and then you've got a bright patch, then it goes slightly darker, then it goes slightly brighter, and then it goes really dark. So I figured that the reverse grad was the way to go, because I'm a smart cookie like that, and you've gone up again. That's it. I popped the polarizer on, and I popped the 10 stop in. I've left the white balance on daytime, which is 5880. And I actually prefer that to normal daylight. The normal daylight one will probably end up going mono. But the blue cast that you get with daytime white balance and the Lee 10 stop contrasts beautifully with the yellow of the railings. So I might actually leave that one colour. I'm shooting with the Tokina, and we're out at 11mm. We've got a couple of options here. Let me just spin you around. Right, let's see if we can see. We can stand back here, and then we get this curve coming out. Or we can do what I've done, which is go forward, so the composition starts basically where the railings are straight. Not quite sure which I prefer. Standing back here to get the bit of the curve in, you end up with more concrete that's not getting any water over. We're about, I don't know, what are we? We're about 40 minutes past high tide. Yeah, liking this. Let's say it's something and nothing. But the bright yellow contrasts so well, I think that'll work quite nicely. And I'm desperate to do a really, really, really long exposure, but I keep turning it off at about 100 seconds. So I'm going to try one more. I'm going to turn the polarizer to the opposite effect, because I don't know which one's going to work best. I think I've polarized it at the moment to take the glare off the water. So now I'm going to turn it so that it doesn't take the glare off the water, and see what effect that has. What a monkey vertical distortion is and horizontal distortion. It's better, this lens, than the 10-20 was. Not quite as much of a nightmare with its distortion. There's a little bit of tweaking going to need to be done in Photoshop, distort or warp, just to make it 100%. It's as close as I can get it in camera. Now, I was stood back here and I was stood quite high. I've now moved forward 3 paces to the first step, and I've dropped down low for a different perspective. So now we have the railings coming in 3/4 of the way up the image. I like that, but just overdid it a little bit too much on the exposure. 116 seconds, wants to be about 100. That's because I'm talking to you. And for those of you that are wondering why I can't do a shorter exposure, the steps are a lightish colour, the water is very calm, so I'm not really getting any of the white swirls that look so nice and the dragging action, because I'm quite partial to those. But a combination of a calm water, a light step, the light steps, you're losing the whiteness. You're getting a little bit of a swirl, but nothing, I don't think, that I could pick up on camera. Or if I did, I wouldn't like it, because the sea would have to have motion in it as well, if that makes sense. And I don't think, for me, that would work. Each to their own, obviously, but this is what I like. Really minimal long exposures, as you know. So I'm still shooting with the same filter setup. I've got the 0.6 reverse grad, the 10 stop and the polarizer, and I'm shooting with the polarizer turned on and with it turned off. Should be at about 100 seconds. Actually, that's quite nice. Hold on. Oh. That was actually only 63 seconds, but I've almost lost the horizon on that one. And that'll work as mono or colour. Turn you around a second. Oh. That essentially is my composition. You can see the horizon is very faint anyway, and just doing that slightly longer exposure, it's almost blurred out. That is something like that. Right, I'm just going to see if I've done this. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to... No, you'll not be able to see it on here, but yeah. This was one with the polarizer turned off, and that was with it turned on. Yeah. So that's it for this little spot. I think you're going to be getting blinded because I can feel the... Oh, there's a oofing great plane coming in. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. Oofing great jet out there. I don't know if that's an aeroplane, passenger aeroplane, or a forces plane. Ooh. Anyway, I'm digressing. I've seen another possible shot down there. Sticks in water. We like sticks in water. And it would be really rude not to go down there whilst I'm here. Even though I really do need to go home. Well, as you can probably tell from that slightly wobbly little bit of video that I just did of the sticks in the water, that the wind has picked up something chronic. I looked at the sticks from here and thought, yep, can do something with those. But as I got closer and closer, I thought, no, they're really not going to work for me. I don't know if it's because the tide's not far enough in or because it's not far enough out for me to reach the ends. But anyway, I had some exercise getting down there. I've had a quick review of the images that I've shot at the steps. And oh, you'll be pleased to know I did manage to get some slightly shorter exposures. I thought I'd give it a go. There's some cloud detail in the sky, even on the long exposures, the 100-second exposures, that is pants. So that's going to need a little bit of cloning out in post-processing just to complete that minimal look. I've got the water nice and minimal, most of the cloud minimal, and then this blur. So that's going to go. And that's it. I'm done. Scotland, you have been freaking awesome. And I said freaking, as always. It's been an epic few days. I've loved every minute of it. And I'm going to have to do it again sometime. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look round a few bits and pieces in Scotland, from the Highlands to the West Coast. Thanks for coming along. Thank you again for all the extra likes and subscriptions. Keep your comments coming. I will get round to them. I just tend to get caught up doing stuff, but I will always catch up. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Bye for now.